Alright, so here it is. Yes, some more Otaku Daikun. I've been doing a lot of Saya, and yeah, I just been, leaving my boy out. So yeah, let's just get back into this, and yeah, I'm gonna get back into the Magecraft. Yeah, it's a continued series. It's just yeah, it's like what 2 months delay in the each episode or each part that I do, but other than that, let's just get into this. Yeah, I'm learning more about the altars now. Cause yeah, at first it was like, what was it? Yeah, my whole Shido arc. Yeah, learning about the different versions of him, and then now, after looking at I think what was it, Samurai Remnant or something. Yeah, now I'm looking at the altars now, cause yeah, those got me interested, or it got me interested just by looking at some of the altars there. So other than that, let's just see this John Altoria altar, the tale of them. Hope you guys will enjoy this. Make sure you like, subscribe, and yeah, let's get this reaction started.
No matter how noble or saintly the hero, all have inner demons they either embrace or reject. Inversely, benevolence can be found in the depths of darkness. This is true of both the Holy Virgin, Jeanne d'Arc, and the King of Knights, Artoria Pendragon. Jeanne d'Arc is a pure and humble country girl born in Domremy, France. She intends to live her life like the other villagers until she hears what she believes to be God's grief and lamentation. Jeanne takes this as a call to arms, and so she joins the French military during the 100 Years' War. Despite adversity, she proves herself to be a brilliant leader, her banner a symbol of divine righteousness. Her most loyal officer, Gilles de Rais, truly believes in Jeanne's calling, impressed further by her faith in the absence of formal schooling and churchly upbringing. Thus, he fights valiantly alongside her as a mentor and passionate ally. Together, Jeanne's forces manage to reclaim and liberate Orleans during the war. Yet, her triumph does not last. Jeanne is captured by her enemy and put on trial under the English Church, who seek to denounce her connection to God as traitorous blasphemy. She is damned regardless of her actions and sentenced to being burned at the stake. Even when paraded through town,
real unfortunate,
struck with stones thrown from angry and irate citizens, she merely wishes to hold close a cross and accept her fate without regret or disdain from the God she believes is still sorrowful. She
still
calmly allows her
that.
body to burn to ash, forgiving those who wronged her, and she is later made a saint for her martyrdom. Following this, however, there is one who cannot accept this fate. Gilles de Rais, who has first-hand experience of Jeanne's sincerity, kindness, and conviction, cannot forgive the church, the French nobility who allowed her to die, and most of all, the very God she gave her life for. What God would so cruelly punish their most devout? Gilles begins to doubt God's benevolence and existence, seeking to confirm his suspicion by committing atrocities. He delves into dark magecraft, torturing children
just went a little crazy
to force God's hand. But in the end, he is convicted by his people, not out of moral obligation, but for their selfish coveting of his wealth and estate. When Gilles is hanged for his crimes, he dies believing his God does not exist. This sows seeds of
this is kind of life,
as the demon
just
god
hits you
Amalgamation
sometimes.
Getia invokes its incineration of humanity, dispatching holy grails to various key points in history to produce singularities. One such grail is placed within Orleans during the 100 Years' War, and various heroic spirits are summoned along with it. Among them is Gilles de Rais, in the height of his madness. In desperation, he uses the grail to summon forth an imaginary Jeanne, a version of his beloved saint who can accompany him in his demonic campaign. This is Jeanne d'Arc Altar,
Okay,
a
I see
version
it
of
now.
Jeanne who succumbs to vengeful hatred toward those who had her burned. As an Avenger-class servant, she wields scalding flames of hatred to obliterate key members of the Church. These flames comprise her noble phantasm, La Grondement du Haine, or
Okay.
A Rage of Mine, a twisted version of Luminosité Éternelle that halts her foes and swells to burn them. Her fire is kindled from her grudges and surrounding mana, hot enough to burn her opponent's injustice, corruption, and self-righteousness, such that even the marrow of their bones turns to ash. Harnessing the Grail further, she and Gilles conjure a number of servants, inflicting madness enhancement upon them to force subjugation. Lastly, she calls forth the horrific dragon Fafnir and an army of wyverns to take France and exact her revenge. While Gilles basks in the glory of his fallen saint, their conquest is brought to a halt by the arrival of Chaldea's master, Ritsuka Fujimaru, who is accompanied by Jean's pure form and Gilles' more faithful version. Regardless, the fallen caster and avenger fight a losing battle, with Jean Alter being defeated and Gilles following not long after. Ritsuka indeed resolves the singularity, but Gilles' wish on the Grail has forever inscribed the fictitious Jean Alter into the throne
so
of
how
heroes
does Artoria
to return as a
gets
heroic
brought
spirit.
into this?
On the other hand, there is Artoria Pendragon, the king who protects Britain from Saxon invasion after drawing Caliburn from its stone. From her early childhood, Artoria is raised to be an ideal king who sacrifices herself for her kingdom. One might say she is similar to Jean in that regard. She amasses loyal knights who join her at the Round Table in Camelot, where they continue war campaigns against invasion. One of these invaders comes in the form of a man, Tork Torith, who murders, steals, and consumes without remorse. He is punished by being transformed into a giant demon boar with a razor, scissors, and comb strewn about within his hair. The beast's rampaging greed does not subsist after the transformation. Rather, it spurns him onward towards Britain, where he and his 7 piglets ravage and devour the land. Artoria marks the demon boar as a target, hoping to retrieve his razor, scissors, and comb, in addition to protecting her country. Thus, she takes to the swine hunt, accompanied by her favorite hunting dog, Cavall. Together, they manage to drive the demon boar out of Britain. While King Arthur is known for vanquishing various threats on the battlefield, her people begin to spread the sentiment that she is not human, that she does not understand human feelings. Rather, she is so earnestly dedicated to creating order for her kingdom that she refuses to bask in her own happiness, proving to be a poor role model for her people. This takes shape in her military tactics, using scorched earth policies to ruin her enemy's ability to reclaim valuable land. Because she herself is ready and willing to dive into combat, she drags her troops into combat as well, despite their lack of morale. Of course, this is merely an interpretation of her rule. Artoria truly loves her people, smiling only for their sake. Thus, in the wake of suspicion, her saint-like devotion to kingship alienates the very people she fights to protect. This alienation only grows thicker when Artoria campaigns in Rome, and Lord Agravain discovers that Sir Lancelot and Guinevere are having an affair. The fallout enables Mordred to rally Artoria's troops against her, erupting in the Battle of Camlann, spelling the end for both of them. While in life Artoria is a king of high moral standing, under certain circumstances, she will be willing to commit evil atrocities if it means maintaining order. Part of her is willing to accept that to become a hero, she must earn the scorn of others. Thus, should her spirit origin invert, Artoria Pendragon can exist as the heroic spirit Artoria Alter. This potential is even embedded within the holy sword Excalibur itself, which can become tainted in darkness. This jet black blade, known as Excalibur Morgan, Sword of Promised Victory, takes on the inversion
Promised
of Vivian,
Victory,
Lady of the Lake, the evil within Artoria's older sister, Morgan Le Fay. She can unleash its divine light, just as she would in its default form. But in this dark form, she utilizes a technique called Vortigern, Hammer of the Vile King, to repeatedly slash the blade upwards. Artoria Alter's form also has an encounter with Ritsuka Fujimaru during the Singularity in Fuyuki City. The Dark Servant is given the Grail by conspirator Lev Liner and tasked with maintaining the Singularity, which she does by restarting the Holy Grail War that took place in Fuyuki years prior. Artoria Alter confronts Ritsuka's servant, Mashu Kyrielite, in the caverns of Mount Enzo. She admires Mashu's determination, but fails to realize the true nature of her noble phantasm, Lord Camelot. Thus, Artoria Alter is felled, just like Jean to follow. Essentially, these two heroes can emerge in forms that embrace evil, but even then, given the context, they can also be forces of benevolence. Both Alter servants join the battle to save humanity from incineration, supporting Ritsuka Fujimaru quite dependably. During Christmas, Artoria is summoned as a rider-class servant, choosing to embody Santa Claus and spread holiday joy by
Yo.
delivering useless craft essences.
Yeah, like, what we got going on here?
That task falls upon Jean Alter, who is reverted to a child's body thanks to the potion of youth contained within Gilgamesh's Gate of Babylon.
Okay.
For the holiday, Ritska reprises their role as a reindeer to essentially babysit the more naive and harmless Santa Alter Lily. While ridiculous, these moments help create an environment for the two alters to thrive without resorting to evil.
I guess so,
This
yeah.
becomes a blessing when, following the defeat of Getia and the demon god pillars, a new singularity emerges in an isolated version of Shinjuku in 1999. Feeling the matter urgent, Mashu and Da Vinci ray-shift Ritsuka to the singularity to investigate. Ritsuka quickly encounters a mysterious archer who explains the desolate state of the city, its territories sectioned off by members of the Phantom League of Fiends. Thanks to the singularity being separate from human history, the counterforce does not intervene in danger, strangely allowing the presence of phantoms, urban myths and stories that lack the fame to form spirit graphs, to manifest and even combine with each other. Here, the phantoms dominate the Shinjuku underworld, ultimately planning to destroy it. When Ritsuka reaches the highway, they are hunted by the Hessian Lobo, a voracious wolf rode by the Headless Horseman. Fortunately, they are saved by none other than Artoria Alter, who blazes through the city on her motorcycle, the motored
Hey,
Kuriasa,
her and her
which
motorcycles,
channels her
right?
mana to enhance the performance of her Yamaha V-Max. She takes Ritsuka to safety in her roost, the basement of an abandoned burger joint. Artoria, in her alter form, has taken quite a liking to junk food.
No, I
much
don't know
like her
about that one.
homunculus child, Mordred. To guard the roost, Artoria has employed the help of a snow-white dog she dubs Sir Caval II.
But no, it looks good.
She
I was
denies
saying,
being
yeah, the
Caval's
burger, I'm
owner.
like, I don't know.
The two, nonetheless,
No, it looks
share a
good,
close
though.
bond, and Artoria considers Caval more esteemed than Ritsuka. The Chaldean party's peace is disturbed with the inclusion of Jean Alter, who also joins the young master. Artoria and Jean simply cannot get along with each other, with Jean referring to Artoria as the Ice Bitch Queen, and Artoria calling Jean a mad dog. Regardless, they are able to set their instinctive hostility aside to help resolve the singularity. The group is joined by Sherlock Holmes, and the Shinjuku Archer is discovered to be James Moriarty. Together, they target the Phantom Assassin, Yan Qing, by infiltrating a lavish party of his. Artoria and Jean Alter don elegantly sexy dresses, while Ritsuka is forced to disguise as the opposite sex. Regardless, Artoria Alter draws Ritsuka in
No,
close
looking
for a
clean
ball
right
dance.
there with the roses.
Jean Alter
Okay.
wants a piece of the action, but their fun is interrupted by Yan
Oh, and the
Qing.
hat too.
The building
Okay.
explodes, and their battle resumes in the street. With Yan Qing's defeat, the group is once again attacked by Hessian Lobo. Unprepared, they agree that one of them must buy the others time to escape. Jean Alter stays behind and incurs a seemingly fatal bite from the wolf, and fears she will perish. With knowledge that Lobo is an avenger, Jean Alter wishes to put the beast out of its misery, knowing that the pursuit of vengeance can devour one's sanity. Unfortunately, she is left with no choice but to escape through a manhole and go into hiding with the aid of Edmond Dantes. Back at the roost, Ritsuka, Moriarty, Sherlock, and Artoria strategize how to trap the rampaging wolf and decide to use Caval II as bait. Lobo hates the hunters who killed his mate, but is so consumed with rage that he can no longer recognize her. Thus, Caval, despite being a mere dog, may very well distract Lobo enough to restrain him. Artoria is reluctant to agree, until Caval apparently volunteers for the position, at least according to Foe and Moriarty. Sure enough, Caval's image from a distance is enough to slow Lobo into falling for a trap. The wolf is wounded and dies shortly after amputating itself to escape. Ultimately, Ritsuka and her servants storm Shinjuku's tallest structure, a massive gun barrel being used to summon and fire a meteor. At the top, they discover that the Singularity's purpose was to lure in and kill Ritsuka, fueled by vengeance from the demon god Baal, who had escaped from Solomon's Temple of Time. The incoming meteorite will crush the Master, but help arrives in the nick of time, thanks in part to Jean Alter returning for the final battle. The meteor, at this point shattered into pieces, still plummets toward Shinjuku. Artoria Alter, brandishing the true name of her black sword, decimates the remaining debris. Ritsuka reclaims the Grail, causing the summoned servants to disappear. Without time to spare, Jean Alter takes this last moment to lovingly dance with Ritsuka. On the other side of town, Artoria Alter returns to bid farewell to Kaval II, offering the dog freedom to roam the city. As Shinjuku eventually corrects itself, Kaval howls into the night sky, but this is certainly not the end of Caldea's adventures. In the midst of summer, Jeanne d'Arc Alter is summoned as a berserker, clad in a well-fit bikini. In this form, she can unleash a different noble phantasm, Verkamord Fuyadache, incinerated Heaven's Law, dragon of extermination, to unleash dragon-like energy to devour and slice her enemies.
Yeah, that's what I
Artoria
like right
Alter
there.
also arms
A dragon.
herself, especially for the beach, donning a glorious swimsuit as a maid who wields a pistol named Sakase. With both her Excalibur mop and her firearm, she performs Sakase Morgan, Sword of Tenacious Burning Victory, to conjure a rifle and gun down her foes while atop her motorcycle. In the end, while the two servants embrace evil, they are not wholly consumed by it, allowing them to stay by Ritsuka's side during both peaceful and trying times.
Okay, and it seems like that's about it. Okay, well, yep, both the altars and how they work together. So yeah, of course, both of them at the same time. I can already tell how they relate to each other, at least from Fate Zero. How Jill's, he was just constantly like, oh, what was it, John, you know, whenever he saw Otoria, and just kind of saw that image since they look somewhat alike. So might as well, bring them together with this story as well. So yeah, kind of like the origin, a little bit, whether it's the same or different. I just got to learn what happened with all of that. Now, I understand, like, it just makes it seem like, God wasn't protecting her during that whole time. It's like at first things are going good, but then after a while it's like, okay, here she is getting burned and stuff. But that just goes to show that the God that you believe in, or at least worship or whatever, like, they're gonna help you out. But at the same time, you just can't expect them to just literally just give you everything. Everything, like just good things are gonna happen no matter what. Like, no, that's life. Like, you're gonna need some bad things to happen. And I mean, whatever happened has already happened for years now already in this story here. But I mean, you can just use that, I don't know, consequence, however you want to really describe it, and just, better your life. I don't know, get a better understanding of the world. Like, okay, if you made a mistake here and all this bad stuff is now happening, and once you get out of the situation, it's like, now you'll know for next time, like, do not do that. But I mean, that just goes to show, like, you can't expect everything, because it's just not even, that's not even life at that point. Then if you have nothing negative happen, really nothing significant, no significant change or anything, instead of doing what he did, I mean, he could have bettered himself and just realized, like, what can he expect? And then plus, it's humans too. You can't really do much with humans if, they're just like, oh, nah, she's a witch or something. I'm just saying that for example. But nah, she seemed like she a witch. She's just doing strange things. That's just what they believe. Once they believe that and everybody else is in agreement, there you go. And then some things like war and all that. But it's a whole nother discussion. But still, humans in general, you can't really, we basically made ourselves the way that we do. It's our lives, and it just depends on if certain people want to follow. But I like the origin. I definitely like the dragons. So that's especially why I was trying to learn more about John here. And that purple, I don't know what it is. I like purple, especially Samurai Remnant. Looking at that, I think that was her. Definitely her. Now, I still gotta look, because after this I might actually just do like what Don't Sleep on Shido from Saya. Yeah, a whole hour video. But yeah, none of what I just said. That's not even gonna matter for people who see this later on. But yeah, I might look at that Don't Sleep on. I'm trying to think of other alters. Oh yeah, Ku Cullen. Yeah, if there's a video of him, yeah, look at that. Cause yeah, he was looking crazy. Yeah, like if I remember correctly, yeah, like all types of like gay bulbs or whatever around his body. I'm like, what are you doing with all that? Okay. But you got that. And if anything, actually, yeah, if there are lore videos on characters from Samurai Remnant, I will definitely look at that too. But for now, I think that's it. I'm just trying to see from the images here. Yeah, I'm like, what was this? Just some random thing. I'm like, Christmas? I'm like, okay, I guess that was something. Yeah, I guess there's just something special that happened during Christmas. It's like, no, literally it's Christmas theme. Like, yeah, we're actually giving out presents, turning into children. Like, what? But other than that, I'm gonna just end this off here. Hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure you like, subscribe again, and yeah, I'll just see you guys in the next one.